Hello, 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 everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you. Welcome back. We're going to be reading chapter 7 in Kundalini Energy Awakening, written by Melissa Gomes, and we're going to be talking about Kundalini disorders. So, we're going to go into just a plethora of information about things that we can experience as our Kundalini awakens, as after it awakens, just a few things here that we're going to go through. So let's go ahead and get started. Kundalini syndrome is an unpleasant syndrome that can occur in some awakening practitioners. Therefore, what happens is that the Kundalini energy rises, but the energy gets stuck somewhere in the energy system. This would cause blockages in the energy system, preventing the energy from flowing freely in the practitioner's area. It can appear as constant jitters and anxiety, accompanied by so-called delusions of grandeur. Many people have gone through the Kundalini awakening process, and some have failed. Failure is mainly due to the inability to handle the superconscious and unconscious mind that goes hand in hand with the Kundalini awakening experience. The unconscious mind can manifest as anger, anxiety, panic attacks, depression, and more if it remains unconscious and untrained. You must train the conscious mind to deal with the unconscious mind until the energy is no longer stuck. When there is a blockage in the energy system, the blocked energy would be responsible for the manifestation of disorders of the mind and spirit. It is manifested in the form of delusions and hallucinations, bodily disorders in the form of panic, nausea, or flu-like symptoms, and disorder of the spirit in the form of undue attachment to the awakening experience itself. Overcoming blockages is what the awakening is about, and this is why the Kundalini energy rises in the first place. To release the blockage, you must train the awareness to not only listen to the mind, but also to the intuition or to the superconscious mind. The superconscious mind is higher than the conscious mind, which is in charge when the body sleeps. The superconscious mind sees beyond the conscious mind. Once this higher awareness is developed, you can overcome the blockages in the system. When this happens, you will awaken more and more Kundalini energy through time until you are fully spiritually awake in full consciousness. Other reasons can be from using psychedelic drugs during the process, using too much alcohol or drugs, and stressing the physical body. People who take too much LSD or ayahuasca during the awakening process may have received too much Kundalini energy, causing them to experience too much activation at once. This abuse can cause blockage in the system, causing the Kundalini energies to stay dormant or stuck for a long time. This block could happen if the person is not trained and adept at handling the mind and emotions. Similarly, too much alcohol and drugs in the system will cause the glandular system to scramble the hormones in your physical body. When this happens, your physical body won't be able to handle too much glandular stimulation at once, which can cause the awakening process to be difficult. Stressing the physical body also can cause a block in your system and prevent the flow of energy from manifesting healthily. For people who are living a carnal life, they won't be able to experience the process of Kundalini awakening fully. This is because the performance of a sensual life requires one to remain conscious and not connected to the superconscious mind. A sexual life is one where the person lives only in the body and mind, not the body, mind, and soul. There is no consciousness to speak of when one is in a sensual life. So ego versus awakening. This is a big one. Let me move something over here. Okay. You have fallen into an ego trap if you differentiate yourself from others. In the process of awakening, competition with others is not a requirement. All forms of comparison will only confuse and decrease the personal power of the awakening process. Your ego will only make the process of awakening more painful and harmful to you. Keep your ego in check and evolve at your own pace, for you are the only one who can decide when to awaken. So do your part and keep the ego in check. Don't be envious of those ahead of you in the process. When you compare yourself to others, you are wasting valuable personal energy that you could use for your very own personal growth. Kundalini awakening is a process that requires ancillary methods to help you succeed during the awakening process. If you rely too much on yoga alone, you might not be able to succeed during this process. Yoga is useful in calming your mind and body so that you will be protected from the unknown torments that the unconscious mind might unleash and can unleash. But to achieve a full awakening process, you must learn how to fully take care of your mind, body, and soul. These techniques include meditation, qigong, breathing exercises, dietary changes, etc. If you seek to gain spiritual knowledge and enlightenment and being spiritually awakened is not enough, then you are not thinking deeply enough about it. Sometimes people seek spiritual enlightenment for the wrong reasons. Sometimes they want to improve their self-esteem and self-worth. Sometimes they want to achieve fame or gain at the expense of others. Sometimes they want to become famous spiritually, which is a selfish desire. There are many wrong reasons to seek spiritual enlightenment or awakening, and they all stem from the egoistic mind or the selfish mind. The ego is selfish mind that feeds the person's self-centered desires. Once one loses control of the egoistic and selfish mind, the person would fall into the wrong reasons to seek enlightenment and not become truly spiritually awakened. When this occurs, the person would even think and perform actions out of self-interest. The egoistic mind is the most selfish mind that one can possess. Once you awaken from the egoistic mind, the person will see yourself as having nothing to offer others. You would not be ready to learn and evolve spiritually at that point, but only when the spirit of selflessness leaves the mind. You've fallen into another ego trap if you compare yourself to others based on who is more spiritual than who. Others are more spiritually awakened than you, but it doesn't mean that it shouldn't spiritually awaken you. All types of spiritual awakening are equally important, and it doesn't matter if you are more awakened than someone else, or if you are both spiritually awakened at all. A spiritual awakening will give you so much joy in your life that it won't matter what benefits you can gain from it. True spirituality seeks to balance the ego and the soul. If you compare yourself to other awakened people based on who has the purest love vibration, let go of your judgment and remember the importance of balance in all things. It's not a race. You're not in a wrong place. You're not any better or worse than anybody else. You are exactly where you need to be, wherever you are at this moment. Post-awakening effects. Reconsider the concept of good and bad and stop projecting it onto others. To achieve the awakening of your Kundalini, you can impose different kinds of penances on your body by increasing your discipline. You can walk on coals without flinching, endure hunger, or drink poisonous concoctions without fear. You can do this all unto yourself, and in doing so, you will also achieve enlightenment in a different and deeper sense. I'm not sure I would recommend any of those. I'm simply reading this to you. I'm not recommending them at all. If you want to do it, that's up to you. I know they do walking on coal in different countries. I know that in the past, and maybe even now, there have been religious people and monks who have whipped their backs in penance or in discipline to their religion or what have you. But I personally wouldn't do anything like that. But you might, I don't know, might be something for you. In the awakening process, you will feel different sensations in your body, and you might think you're not thinking anymore. This is normal and happens to everyone during the awakening process. There are many things that you can do during the awakening process to help calm the mind and allow it to deal with the clearing of the energy. Spiritual awakening does not only mean that you can manifest supernatural powers or that you live longer. However, these are some benefits that a spiritual awakening can give you. It also means you can become a better person and treat other beings better. The benefits of spiritual awakening will manifest after a spiritual awakening, but before the Kundalini is fully activated. This is when the dormant energies of the Kundalini are awakened and freed, which is the time to experience the first mental breakthrough of the Kundalini beginning to awaken. Once the Kundalini is fully opened, the person has matured spiritually and can use their inner energy to its fullest extent. People will naturally look to you for assistance and guidance as you progress toward awakening. Insincere niceness will turn people off until it is transformed into something more productive. Your newfound power can hurt or help people out of difficult situations, and you must learn to control these powers properly. But do not be blinded or fooled by people's selfish motives or agendas. Any judgmental comparison you make will be proof of a major blunder on your part. As you progress deeper into awakening, begin to notice your thought patterns. What are you thinking? Are you distracting yourself with gossip? Are you stuck in your ego or collecting new material? Do you envy other people's successes? Are you comparing yourself to others who seem more advanced than you? Stop all these thinking patterns immediately, or they will keep you from becoming fully awakened. A really great book if you want to learn all about the power of thoughts. There is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, and then The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. I've read both of those on my channel, but specifically the first one, you learn so much about what your thoughts really are and how you can better master them. Because at the end of the day, if you cannot master your thoughts, it's really hard to check your ego, especially in a day and age when everything is put out there for everybody in lives and social media. There's no sense of privacy. People are quick to make assumptions, judgments, put in their 2 cents, and it's really easy to fall in line with those other comments and join in on it. But what I really try to do is the minute I find myself judging, I kind of just think to myself, why does it care? Why do I care? Why does it bother me? And just keep going and move my thought to something else. I try to do my very best at that. And you have to start somewhere. It's just small steps, whether it's starting to think differently of yourself, checking negative thoughts about yourself and others, just wherever you catch yourself, every little bit is improvement, is better than you were the day before. Patience is a must. Many pieces of advice in this chapter warn you not to rush your awakening. Allow patience and proper timing to enter your process, and remember what awakening is all about. Awakening is about love and helping others, not criticizing or comparing yourself to others. Spiritual awakening and enlightenment are also about being a better person in all your actions and behaviors. Be more alert and aware of your words and actions. Do not let ego or fear dominate you and cloud your judgment. Always seek the truth's knowledge. True spirituality is loving thy neighbor as thyself, and it does not imply you should act unlovingly to other people. Kundalini awakening should not be rushed, and you should do practices regularly. Maintain your focus throughout the process and schedule your meditation and yoga sessions accordingly. Channel your energy properly and do not be distracted by your life's duties. Only when your energy is fully unleashed will you be truly awakened. The midst and purpose of Kundalini awakening. One of the most common Kundalini awakening mistakes involves one's mindset and setting, and one should spend time in nature weekly during the awakening process. Natural surroundings play a vital role in the yoga and Kundalini awakening process, and spending time here will also cleanse and purify your being. However, many do it for a brief time. Try to meditate in nature as much as possible, especially if you are afraid of being alone. Allow the peacefulness and serenity of nature to help you calm your mind. This also helps you focus on something and teaches you how to accomplish what you want in life, which benefits everyone there. Spending time in nature can also escape your busy schedules and make it easier for you to focus better while awake. Another important tip in yoga and Kundalini awakening is focusing on only one thing while meditating. If the mind is too active, it is impossible to experience a full awakening. Otherwise, it is too easy to be distracted or mesmerized by things around you, which can also happen in natural places. So keep your mind focused on one thing, which will make your Kundalini awakening easier and more effective. Pick one specific thought or affirmation you want to memorize and repeat it to yourself while meditating. This will help reduce the stress and tension in your mind and keep you in a meditative state longer. One common error is to regard spirituality or Kundalini awakening as an end. You can avoid making this mistake by changing your perspective and how you talk about awakening. It is not a destination, but a state of mind that you should strive for. This means anyone can experience it regardless of religion, age, or background. It's never ending, even when it feels like it's standing still. Never ending. Another thing is to stop asking when everything will get better during your first awakening. You go through many. You can't measure it, and it depends on several factors. The awakening begins as you continue living a normal and healthy life. When and if this begins to happen depends on you, your environment, and your state of mind. You should not be too eager to know the answer, as it can cause stress. So keep yourself healthy and pay close attention to what happens around you. Once awakening begins, you will notice your feelings and conditions changing, which naturally means you start feeling better along the way. Do not deliberately or accidentally try to force a Kundalini awakening, because this will only cause an unpleasant situation that might shed light on the Kundalini energy already awakened. The body is already preparing itself for the awakening process, and any further attempts can only cause damage. If you go into awakening solely to gain psychic powers or even physical healing, your intentions are impure and your awakening may turn problematic. This doesn't mean you can't experience healing and miraculous powers during the awakening process. You can take advantage of them once awakened, but make sure you're aware of your intention and goal throughout this so you can avoid problems as you transform. This end goal contaminates your practice and impacts your health, chakras, and intellect. Surround yourself with positive people or positive thoughts for the sake of uplifting your spirits. As you slowly progress into the awakening process, you must build a strong support system around you that you can rely on. Avoid power and control issues. Sorry, I think my battery is low on my phone, so I was checking to see how much I have left, but we're almost done. Another issue often encountered by Kundalini awakening beginners is the desire to gain power and control over others. This cannot be allowed to happen, and the true purpose of Kundalini awakening is to do good and help others. The human ego and lust for power make this a common error. The awakening process is about helping yourself regardless of what you do to others, so do not concern yourself with that. If you are constantly looking outside yourself for answers, you are likely to become imbalanced during the awakening process. Look deep within yourself and don't be afraid to confront aspects of yourself that you don't like. But you should also pick helpful self-development articles and avoid contradicting and useless ones. Chances are you won't see big changes in your behavior and actions once Kundalini awakening begins. The time it takes to awaken fully varies from person to person, and the day's main focus is on your meditation and yoga sessions. This time may vary depending on your disposition and purpose in life. Be patient. The best way to wake up is to be fully aware of what happens around you. Don't cling to the past or cling to anything or anyone. Give yourself time and space to heal. Do not rush to judgment or force anything. Let the natural order do its job. Also, do not force Kundalini awakening. Otherwise, allow it to happen naturally. Do not hinder your growth by forcing things to happen. Be patient with your mind and body and how they react through the awakening process. Don't give up on yourself even if you feel connected with something and experience something beyond your comprehension. Instead, be open to learning more and understand the nature of your existence. Don't commit errors along the way, such as trying to force something to happen or choosing the wrong spiritual practice. Always do your research and don't blindly follow others' practices. While there are similarities between practices, they are different and will not always have the same effects. Research what you're drawn to and what works best for your body. Keep in mind that research does not mean blindly following a certain practice. While your Kundalini awakening practice is important, try not to become too attached to your routines, even if they are geared toward growth. If you are deprived of your practice, remember that spiritual development can occur without practice or routine. There is nothing wrong with a varied approach. You shouldn't stick to one practice for life. While Kundalini awakening is spiritual development, it does not mean you should be separated from others or detach yourself from your body. Instead, be more aware and composed within your mind and body boundaries. Remember that your consciousness is your true self and is separate from your body and your mind. Kundalini awakening can help individuals feel freer than they have ever felt before. Okay. And so we'll move on to the next chapter. I think chapter 8 that's the one that we have coming up next. And I believe it is a bit longer, so we may be breaking that one up into 2. Yeah, it's definitely a bit longer. We'll be breaking chapter 8 up into 2 videos, and we're talking about Kundalini expert sessions, meditation for Kundalini. We're going to be talking about the different chakras as far as alignment, and each specific chakra, what happens after a Kundalini awakening, items to help you along the way, and different techniques and things that we can do. So it's a bit longer, and yeah, we'll just break it up for ease of reading because it's a lot to put out there. Even just reading it, it's not complex information. It's just a lot to read at once. All right. So we'll go ahead and stop right there. And in the next video, first half of chapter 8. Thank you so very much for joining me. I love you all very much. Until next time, please take care of yourself. Please take care of those around you. And I will see you all again very soon for chapter 8. Bye-bye.